Welcome to the Foras Portal. My name is Robert. In this video, I am going to show you how to search for CVs of qualified candidates on the Foras Portal after you have created an account as an employer. Alright, let's go to the Foras Portal and sign in with the username and password that we created earlier. Okay, I'm in now. So how do I search for CVs? Right here you have this search CVs. If you click on that, it will take you to the search for CVs page where you can do your search. On the dashboard page, you have this quick search tool here. You can type in keyword, for example, secretary, and I want them to be from this, to be living in this country and from that country, for example, and then search. Or there is this link here, search CVs. When you hover your mouse over that, you will see three more items: search CVs, saved searches, and CV folders. Okay, so the first one is search for CVs. If you click on that, it will take you to this page where you type in your keyword. For example, I'm looking for a person for my secretary position, and this keyword, the system will basically use this keyword to identify people. So anyone who has the word secretary on their CV will appear in your search result. Sometimes you want to look for more than one position at the same time. So a secretary, assistant, because sometimes a secretary can be an assistant or an assistant can be a secretary and so on. So I'm going to type in more than one keyword: secretary, assistant, let's say office manager, and so on. And here you have these other options. All of these words, if you choose this one, the system will only return results that contain all of these words in CV: secretary, assistant, office, and manager, which might limit your results for sure. This one, exact phrase, means give me results, or let's say CVs of people who contain that contain all of these words, but in the same order, in the same format. Let's say the word secretary, comma, assistant, comma, office manager have to be in this order, in this exact form like I have typed it in, which kind of makes it almost impossible for you if you have more than one word. So I'm going to choose the one in the middle. Any one of these words means give me results for CVs of people that contain any one of these words, whether it's secretary, it's assistant, or office, or manager. I want to see them. Below that, you'll have all of these filters that you can use to narrow down your searches. For example, for this secretary position, I am looking for a male person or a female person. Let's say if I am looking for a female, I don't want any male results to show up in my search. That's why I'm going to choose this to make it easier for me to browse through the CVs, the results for CVs. And then let's say, for example, years of experience is very important for me. I want them to have at least 2 years, let's say up to 5 years. And then I'm going to do my search. You can, of course, use any one of those others too. For example, the location is important for me. I want somebody from Iraq, not somebody from other countries. Now I'm going to click search. Okay, so as you can see, here's a list of candidates that have CVs that match with my search criteria. Now this is the results page. It shows CVs of candidates like this. So for example, if you look at here, I am seeing this because the CV of this person has got the words manager, and office in there. I'm seeing this one again because of the word manager I'm seeing this one because of the words office manager as well as assisting, which is close to assistant. I'm seeing this person because of the words office, assistants, and manager, and so on. So if you look at here, it shows the results by relevance. You can change it to last updated. Who's the most active person on this portal? Is this person who was last online on August the 2nd, which is actually today. Today is August the 2nd. So this is the most active person. And you can see here, this is only page 1 of all the results. There are more pages like this that contain a lot of results like this. And on this side of the page, you can see other criteria, other filters that you can use. For example, show only CVs of people who have photos here, or who have the most relevant experience, or the most relevant education, or the most, and so on. Or, for example, show CVs of people who have this number of years, 1 to 2 years of experience, 2 to 5, 5 to 10. If you click on that, it will automatically update this list and reduce the, of course, the number of people, because let's say here only 77 people have 5 to 10 years of experience, and only 47 of them have 2 to 5, and so on. And this is, or you can, for example, buy personal information, for example, gender. You can choose here, I want people who are only female or only male, and so on. On top of each CV that you see here, there is an actions button. Once you hover your mouse over there, you have a number of actions that you can take. For example, add a tag, add a note, attach a file, and so on. Add a tag is you simply add a tag to this one. For example, you're looking for secretaries, HRs, and so on. So you want to sort the CVs, this folder that shows all of these, by tags. For example, attach a tag to this one as, for example, office manager. There you go, office manager, a tag with a brown color, and you can add another one to this one, for example, HR, or, and so on. So that when you look at them, you easily know which one is which. The next one is add a note. For example, you want to add a note to this one. For example, this is a very good candidate, and to interview him, for example. Okay, so here's your tag, here's your note. What else you can do? Attach a file, for example. When you click on it, you can attach by browse to locate, and then you can attach a file from your computer, for example, a list of questions or something you want to add, or any document you want to attach to that. Copy to. By clicking on this copy to, you will basically copy this CV of this person into another folder. For example, you create a folder called secretary, and you're going to click on copy to new folder because you don't have a folder. For example, you click on secretary and then click on copy. So the system will basically create a folder called secretary and put this one into that folder. Or if you already have a folder you previously created, for example, if I click on this, you can see that I have no folders. So I'm going to create a new one called secretary and then copy. So right now I have one CV in that folder called secretary. Because I think this one is good for the secretary position, I'm going to put it into that folder. And if I see, for example, this one is good for an assistant position, I'm going to create another folder with an assistant name and put that into there. And then as I scroll down, I see more people who fit the secretary position. I'm going to put them into that folder. I see more people who fit the assistant position. I'm going to copy them to that assistant folder, for example. Okay, I'm going to add this person to that folder too. Secretary. So I'm going to add this one as well. Okay. All right, what else we can do? Invite to interview. Let's say after you looked at the CVs and you wanted to interview one of them, you can just click here. Not click, just hover your mouse and then click on invite to interview. You want to call the name. So in job interview, for example, this is the name of the interview. Select the type. It's going to be a face-to-face or online or Skype. Choose the place and so on, and then click OK. A notification will be sent to that person, notifying them of an invitation for interview. And then print. You want to print the CV of this person because some people would like to use paper instead of computers and stuff. They can focus better, so this is what they can do. All right, now where is the folder where I copied or where I put my favorite CVs in? So click on CV folders and you can see I have one folder here. This is the name and it contains 3 CVs. Shared, not yet. It hasn't been shared with anyone. You can rename it, delete it, or share it. You can't use this share to basically share this folder with just anyone. It cannot be just anyone. You can share it with other users on this same account. Each employer account has the ability to create 5 sub-users, which means 5 other people who can control or who can do stuff on this account. I am the administrator, the person who registered this, but I can't be online all the time. For example, in the next 2 weeks, I am out of the country. I can't do anything, but I still need a right candidate found for my secretary position. So I assign that to another person in my organization to do that for me. So I can either give them this username and password, or I can create a sub-user without giving him my username and password. I can create another person, another user, for example, my assistant or my accountant, create an account for him on this same account, not a different employer account, on the same account with different users. So that person can do different things depending on what kind of authorization I give them. So this sharing is concerning that, only sharing with sub-users on the same account. I'm going to explain that, how you do that when I create sub-users, and I'm going to show that in the next video. So for now, I'm leaving this. All right, that was CV folders, and now if I click on that, you will see that there are 3 CVs in there. 1, 2, 3, because I put them in there. Now, if you look at this actions again, actions button, on the search page, it was something, it contained some items, some specific items, but here inside the CV folder, it has some more options, some more actions that you can do. As you can see, these are the 3 that we already saw in the previous, let's say, search page. We also had the print button, invite to interview button, but there are new ones like add to compare, move to, delete. Delete is basically you're removing it from this folder because after you shortlisted these and checked out their CVs, you found out this is not good compared to others, so you delete this one. Or you move it, for example, you looked at it. This is good for the secretary position, but I think he is better for my assistant position, for example, so you want to move it to the assistant folder. Send a message, you want to contact this person for whatever reason. Share this CV, you want to share it with your HR manager or whoever. You just type in their email here and add a message. For example, check this CV out. I think he is great. So I'm going to send this to him or her. They will be able to see this and then download the CV. Send questionnaire. I can send one of the questions that I created. For example, are you willing to travel around the country every 2 months for business, and so on. Invite to interview is the same thing that we looked at. Export, you can download it as a Word or Excel or PDF, download the CV, I mean. And then print is the same thing. Now, this is also new here, add to compare. And by using this feature, you basically compare up to 3 candidates. Because you don't have enough time to look at this one separately and then this one and then this one. You can look at all 3 of them and rate them using the system scales. It's basically a tool that helps you choose the right candidate more easily. Let's compare this one with this one. This is automatically a new user, not the same here, because it will automatically scroll down to the next new person. So I'm going to add to comparison and then add to comparison. Now I have 3 people that I can compare, and I can start comparison. Okay, so here's the scale. You have a scale of 1 to 5 stars for each one of the following criteria: age, gender, nationality, residence, target job, employment type, employment status, career level, notice period, and then total years of experience, kind of experience they have, education, skills, and all of that. Let's say the younger the better for me, for example. So I'm going to give 5 stars to this one. This one is 1 year older. I'm going to give him 4 stars. This one is 2 years older than my favorite, so I'm going to give him 3 stars. And then let's say gender. All of them are male, so they're the same for me. I'm not going to give them any stars, or if I give them, I'm going to give them equally the same. Nationality, all of them are India. It doesn't make any difference, so I'm going to give them the same kind of stars, or no stars at all. Let's move to some other different skills. For example, I want someone who has more experience than others. This one has 18 plus, so I'm going to give him 5 stars. This person has 17 plus, so I'm going to give him 4 stars. This one has about 17, I'll give him 3 stars. And this one has more experiences, different kind of experiences. I'm going to give him 5. I'm going to give him 4 to this one and only 2 to this one. And let's say degree matters a lot to me. This one has a diploma, a bachelor, and another bachelor, 2 bachelors. This guy has a diploma, a master, another diploma, and another bachelor. So this one is definitely a 5 star. This one is a 4 star. This one is a 2 star. It's only a diploma. And so on. So you can choose, really. It helps you. This one has a lot of skills listed here. These 2 people have very few skills, and then click on calculate final results, and it tells you who's your hero, who's your person you should choose. These guys scored 4.1 and 3.4. This guy scored 4.6. Now I'm going back to this main list again, the search CV button. We talked about search CVs and CV folders. This time I'm clicking on saved searches. Alright, a saved search is a regular search, but one that has been saved. Why is that important? It's important because you don't have to do the search again every time you are looking for example, a secretary. You just save one search and you can run it again anytime you want by a single click, instead of typing in keywords, choosing criteria, and all of that. We don't have any saved searches here because this is a new account, but you can add by clicking on add a saved search, and then in the page here you basically insert your information, choose your filters and criteria. I'm looking for a secretary, for example, and send me, for example, daily notifications if new applicants or let's say new users are on the portal, register on the portal, whose CVs match with my search, or weekly or monthly or none. Type in the keyword, looking for secretary, assistant, anybody who has these words in their CV, any of these words. And you can set the rest of the filters as well, the rest of the criteria. And at the end, you can click on save. There you go. I have a saved search now. So from now on, whenever there is a new job seeker on the portal who has registered on the portal and whose CV matches with my search, the system will send me a notification. And of course, here you can change the frequency, you can delete or edit, or you can click on run. And this one will run the search again by only this click, and it will tell you where to run. Search for CVs on the whole portal or in the folders that I created, let's say in all across the portal. New results again. All right, with this, I come to the end of this video. I hope you benefit from it. In the next video, I'm going to explain how to manage your account, employer account, especially how to create sub-users and how to use sub-users.